The Shah Alam Community Forest is a hidden gem nestled comfortably between several major townships. It is a popular hiking spot for residents here, but its land status remains unprotected, exposing it to threats of development. Alicia Teo, secretary and founder of the Shah Alam Community Forest Society, told FMT that the forest, covering about 161 hectares, is significant to maintain an ecological corridor with two other permanent forest reserves at its north and south. The three forests cover over 2,400 hectares altogether. She said maintaining this ecological corridor, or pathway for animals to roam around, is now more crucial than ever, with future plans to expand surrounding townships. FMT followed the SACF team together on a camera trapping activity, where they hoped to capture evidence of more wildlife movement.
Okay, so this is a camera trap that we're going to put on this tree. I've chosen this path because there's a big log that blocks this path. So what we hope to find is small mammals that need to cross it. We're going to let this camera in the forest for we'll let it stay for a week. This is not a usual setting that we would put the camera, but we're going to see what opportunistic small mammals we will get to detect.
Theo said many hikers and SACF committee members have cited droppings and footprints of the tapir, which is an endangered species. She said the Society's database would show that even a small forest like the Shah Alam Community Forest could have high ecological impact.
So we are continuously expanding our database. We have now over 300 species, confirmed species here in this forest. The reason why fragmented forests continue to be deforested and developed is because a lot of people do not feel that there's value. On the contrary, the more we develop, every little patch of forest, no matter how small, becomes increasingly more important for the ecology and for the surrounding neighborhood. We're not talking about landscape parks. We're talking about real natural forests, dirt, water, flora, So it is so important that we maintain a forest like this where the community can access and benefit from it.
Okay.
Go, 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 go. Yeah.
The forest is flanked by 7 major neighborhoods, including Shah Alam, Shah Eco Park, Alam Budiman and Bandar Nusa Ru. It is popular with hikers looking for a quick escape from city life and attracts more than 1,000 visitors every week. The easier trails are family-friendly and children would get to experience and learn about nature. The trails range in difficulty and newer ones would be shared on residents' associations or hiking enthusiasts' Facebook and WhatsApp groups. SACF says the government views the small forest to be less valuable. It has remained largely untouched apart from some selective logging in several areas. However, in 2019, the group found it had been excised as a permanent forest reserve without any official notice in the Selangor Gazette.
We discovered that the Shah Alam Community Forest area has not been de-gazetted properly. Whether it is done by the past administration or not, but the point is there's no notification in the Selangor Gazette about the excision of this forest. There is a little bit of logging or deforestation in the northern section of Shah Alam Community Forest, but since a moratorium has been in place for over 10 years, the forest has regenerated amazingly. So if you were to walk in there now, you may not even realize that it has been deforested. And that's just the northern section of the forest. The southern part, where the land status is Tanah Kerajaan, is pristine. It has not been logged before, maybe selectively, but it has not been deforested. So we're talking about forests that are near pristine right now. We have sent countless letters to the Menteri Besar, the Datuk Bandar, Exco of Environment, various parties that we've been trying to get them to see the value of this forest.
Several parts of the forest have already been slated for mixed development, cemeteries and roads under the Shah Alam City Council 2035 Draft Development Plan published recently. Theo cautioned that the forest may be flattened in a matter of years if the government fails to protect it. Faced with this gloomy outlook, she hoped that the Selangor government would do what is best for the people, but admitted curbing the currents of development may seem futile.
I trust that the Selangor government is keen to do what's best for its people. I'm hopeful that it will hear us and it will do its best to protect this forest. And I hope that it won't let us down.
In September, Executive Councillor Hee Loy Sian, who heads the Selangor State Tourism, Environment, Green Technology and Orang Asli Affairs Standing Committee, said the road and housing project at the community forest is not within permanent forest reserve land. He said the land had been degazetted by the previous state government. He assured that the state government practice was to immediately replace any permanent forest reserve land that is to be degazetted, in line with amendments to the Selangor State Forestry Act 1985 enactment. Amid a backdrop of rapid development, it comes as no surprise that the forest remains dear to many tired urbanites living around it, especially since nature retreats in Selangor are growing extinct as years go by.